What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Epic 7 video. Hope everyone's been doing well. Let's go ahead and see what Tori is all about. She's going to be available very soon, and they got the preview locked and loaded for us today. I'm very curious to see what her kit is going to be, so thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and check this out.
You've got this, Tori. So nervous.
Okay.
I've prepared a gift for all of you. I hope you like it.
Oh my god.
We can do anything too, you know.
Tori.
So guys, the voice, not to rain on anyone's parade, but the voice and the design is definitely not my cup of tea. If I have so many Covenant bookmarks, I'm going to pull no matter what. If her kit is good and looks fun, I'll pull a lot of copies, but my god, I don't know what is happening right now.
Anything too, you know.
Tori is the granddaughter of the founder of the brand Armiku and a retired model. During the succession competition between her and her older cousin,
Oh, she's
Armin,
related to Armin.
Tori's lies were exposed, leading to her exit from the modeling industry. Presently, she works as a convenience store clerk by day and an online streamer by night, struggling to make ends meet.
Oh, that's a mood. You and me both, Tori. Okay,
Tori is a
we'll take over from here. I don't know, guys. Maybe she'll grow on me. Aesthetically. So we got a Fire Thief Leo, 116 base speed, crit chance imprint. Surprise, surprise, or no surprise there, right, guys? Hopefully you saved up a lot of bookmarks. Because if you do want to use her, imprint, crit chance imprint, always very valuable. And then just some offensive Leo, all right? Very offensive thief stats. Okay, so big damage dealer. Before we even knew what the kit was, I was wondering if she's going to be more like Tama. But nope, we have a crit chance thief. Let's go and jump straight into the skills here. Delusional Runaway, we have a passive for skill 2. Buffs granted to the caster are applied as Undispellable. Very interesting. Is this our... We do have a few Undispellable buffs. Or sorry, I should say we have... There's always been Undispellable buffs since like the era of Conqueror Lilius. The special buffs that, you know, just can't be removed. However, I don't think we've had something in this kind of effect where it's a unit that no matter what buff is granted to her. I'm assuming that's how this goes. So if we give her like immunity, it can never be dispelled, and so she can never be debuffed, sealed, anything like that, right? Very, very cool. So maybe we can build around her like a lot of buffs with like a hyper carry combo. When attack damage suffered and when attack does not exceed 70%, and then we have the skill enhance to make that in line with all the other characters that have this ability. At the start of the turn, has a 20% chance for each buff granted to the caster to grant Cascade, and this is 20% always. Cascade is the Dragon King Shroon buff, which I believe just gives extra damage. If there's anything I'm missing, guys, you know the drill. Leave it in the comments, but I believe that's the case. Does anyone else have Cascade, actually? That's the only one that comes to mind. But 20% chance for each buff, right? So it can get pretty high. 3 buffs is like 60% chance, and you would need 5 buffs, though, to guarantee it. And it's only at the start of her turn, right? I'm assuming the start of the turn. Actually, I'm not sure. Usually it would say like at the end of anyone's turn. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. We can probably tell in the video, the showcase. But she does have a chance to give herself. The big thing, though, I think, guys, right, like I was saying, is the Undispellable buffs. I think there's a lot of room for creativity, team comps, things like that, depending on what the rest of her kit is. Let's see what her skill 3 is after we watch this quick animation. And maybe we can tell. Is she going to get Cascade and things like that? Go ahead and mute here. All right, so I see a Sea Phantom Politis into a, what is that, on a mid-Ran, or sorry, a mid-Roz team? Roz did get some buffs, by the way, guys. So a mid here instead of like, oh, wait, what are they showing us? They're just showing us she has a barrier and some immunity buff. Did she start with that? Okay, we don't need to analyze too much. We'll watch the full video after the full showcase. Heart over Grace, skill 3 active. Throws chocolates filled with a heartfelt sentiment, granting increased attack and speed. Wait, oh wow. So her skill 3 is a buff? I guess that would make more sense since her S2, but for some reason with a crit chance imprint, I thought she was going to be much more of a damage dealer. Being a fire thief. Okay. Sorry. Wrapping my head around the full kit here. So skill 2, Undispellable, passive, Heart over Grace, we get increased attack and speed to all allies with an extra turn. Always really powerful. Her base speed was only like 114 though, so as in, or 116, excuse me. So as an opener, she is going to be quite a bit slower. Just for reference, units like Lone Wolf Pair, which you got, is like 121, and there's units much faster than that as well. So be aware, she's not the fastest unit. But let's go and check out this animation. Attack and speed is very good. Look at all these buffs, and you can tell, I guess, that they're undispellable because they have that blue. Is that kind of what they use also for like PvE scenarios? I think it is. That's a lot of buffs. Okay, so let's see. Hold on, did we start? Just to make sure we don't miss anything. So this is her skill 3 already. She already had a bunch of buffs. We saw this animation. And then increased speed, increased attack, and she gets the she did get Cascade, right? Because she has so many buffs. So if you have any other buffer plus her 2 from herself, right? And then you have a lot of things that just like, if you have like protection set, immunity set, right? Things like that. Does immunity set work with the passive buffs? Granted, yeah, it should, right? So if you have immunity set on her, I'm assuming that just starts as, and that's what this one is from. Because I don't see another way unless I'm maybe an artifact. No, I don't think there can be. Bastion. Anyways. Look at all these. The Cascade looks pretty guaranteed, right? If you set up your team composition correctly. Okay, let's keep going. So, overreaction skill 1 attacks the enemy by whipping a ribbon and grants a barrier to the caster for 1 turn. Barrier's strength increases proportional to the caster's attack. Okay, so another way to get a buff that's undispellable. But overall, nothing too crazy here, right? The soul burn, though. Oh, cool. Wait. Grail increases damage dealt. So you can't deal a duel. However, it costs 20 souls, which is a crap ton. But when you have Cascade, which, right, like I was saying, isn't too hard to set up here, we can do this for free. Wow. Okay. I like that. That seems pretty fun. Anytime you get like free soul burns, right, guys? It feels like you're getting a discount. It feels good. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see the damage. We'll start taking a little bit closer note and analyze the showcase here. Look at all the buffs we are stacking up. My goodness. We have immunity, barriers at skill null, speed up, Cascade, the attack up, and then this is from mid, I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. So we do soul burn because we did have the Cascade effect. We throw that ribbon. Oh, cool animation. 23k to a mort. We are fire, right? So we do get, you know, that advantage. However, that is pretty good. Considering we have some good, she has some good utility as well via being a buffer, having that unique undispellable trait. Kind of interesting. She's not quite as powerful actually as I thought they might make her. Not to say, guys, she can't be insanely powerful, right? Just first glance, what's front loaded in her kit, I think will take some work, take some creativity, like I keep mentioning, in terms of how we're gonna play around her. Like, I don't even know what comp I would run with this unit, but I think that it's pretty. The fact that she provides buffs, does good damage, and is kind of survival via the passive, I think is good for a lot of players, right? So let's see the artifact. Feed of Criticism. Buried under mounting misunderstandings, Tori withdraws from the world. Alone in her darker room, she silently hopes her true feelings will somehow... Oh, that's sad. She must have read some mean YouTube comments. So at max, this is 20% attack. And at the start of the battle, grants a barrier equivalent to 100% of attack for 2 turns. So at the start of the battle, so this is another guaranteed way to get a buff onto her to maybe proc that Cascade, depending on what kind of units you want to bring with her. Seems okay. Seems pretty good for her. But being a thief, there's a lot of directions we can go. And I'm curious what other unit might want this as a thief as well. There's not too many, I think, that would rather... There's not a lot of thieves that come to mind that would want a barrier instead of just getting either like more evasion or more damage, right? But for Tori herself, the fact that we get a buff, the fact that the barrier is pretty fat, and we get that 20% attack, I could see myself using this at least at the start until I figure out if I want to go a different direction. Okay, let's check the lobby animation, guys. We'll watch the showcase and then let's really dig deep. Let's think about overall what we're considering to do with this Tori character. So her lobby animation is just her crying. Oh my god. Well, you know what? Oh, and then she kind of life of a streamer, guys. You cry off camera, and then when the show When the stream starts, you know, the show must go on. Good job, Tori. Brush it off. All right. Jokes aside, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I like the kit. I think she's going to be pretty strong. I don't know how strong yet. But the fact that she has that unique Undispellable kind of passive, I think leaves a lot of room for both counterplay and also proactive play, right? So depending on if we're playing RTA, we can create certain compositions where she can be a monster. And then I think in areas like Arena Guild Wars, with how prevalent a lot of like strips and debuffs, as long as we give her the proper setup, right, I think she can be strong there too. Her being fire type also, they're showcasing her fighting a Mort here. There's a lot of Mortelixes, a lot of young Senyas running around. So the fire typing isn't too bad right now. And with her, so yeah, that does look like she's rocking an immunity set, unless that's from Bastion. But also we have the artifact herself. So she has 2 buffs off the rip, and then on mid's gonna give her the skill null, as well as I believe is the crit damage buff. It's like, and then she takes her turn, immediately gets this. How many did she have before that? A mid? Let me slow this down real quick. So Amid gives her 6 buffs, so that's a guaranteed cascade. Now she has 7 buffs, and she already has increased attack, but now she can give it to the full team. It's kind of a funny comp because the attack up and speed up here is not going to affect the bystander Hua, and she already gets attack up from the Amid. So I think, guys, we can even get a much better team, a much better showcase than this than this one that they're showing us here. Bystander Hua is such a funny unit. With all these buffs and things going around, the fact that she can't receive them is so funny. Oh, wait. Did we see that, guys? I think when they showed this, they actually cut off the video right here. So I forgot about the cascade buff. So she did 23k. It didn't even show the damage though, right? If you guys notice, 23k leaves Mort at a little bit here. And then I'm assuming that's the cascade bonus. Pops him. And now he's in that holy sacrifice. And now with Roz, they're electing to do an S2, which recently just got buffed, guys. Hits that Tori. 20k damage as well. And from here, I don't ever really see her dying, right? The Undispellable thing is super cool. Because units like Bellion oftentimes can be very annoying, right? Anything with a lot of strips right here. These could potentially be stripping all your buffs. But Tori doesn't have to worry about that. Bystander Hua here, right? Can never be debuffed either. That kid goes into Sea Phantom and does like 0 damage. Because she's not a light unit. And I'm not sure what build they're rocking. But here we go, Bellion S3. With that immunity buff, we're just big chilling. And then we upped it with the Roz S2. I like that Roz combo too. Provide her with some extra damage, some extra buffs. And then don't forget too, right? That barrier proc could be very, very nice. The Roz defensive barrier proc, which also got adjusted in the latest balance patch. 11k there to a mature sunglasses Bellion. Not bad. The Sea Phantom's pretty squishy. And then Roz here can just S3, get some healing. I think they buffed the damage on S1 and S3, which, yeah, guys, now we're doing 1300 damage to the Ilanov. Much, much better. Okay, and now we kind of just poke them down. More buffs given out, right? Undispellable buffs from that S3 on the Roz. And now we're all the way back to the Amid cycle. Repeat the process. Okay. Not the craziest showcase, right? The team that on the left side, the synergies besides... I think it's mostly just Bystander Hua that's kind of not really receiving. And maybe Amid kind of overlapping that attack up. We could have used maybe a different type of buffer, enabler. But nonetheless, I think Swift Attack is cool. So it's not bad at all. And I think her damage is legit. Obviously, these are with defense breaks. But yeah, I think overall, I think she should be really fun. And I don't want to say... I don't really want to gauge her power level just yet. Because it's really... I think she has a lot of potential. But I'm not sure. She could not be the greatest in this meta. Right? With how strong certain units are at the moment. But I know a lot of y'all watching are already cooking up some really cool ideas in your mind with the fact that, you know, she has this buffs granted to the caster are applied as Undispellable. I think that alone is going to make her a lot of fun. A lot of people are going to come up with some crazy combos. And she has a really, really fun kit, too, with the soul burn. You know, the no soul cost soul burn on S1, the cascade bonus. Yeah. I think if you like this unit, either kit-wise or look-wise, definitely pull. And I can't wait to at least try her out and try a bunch of different things. I think this is a good... I want to give Smilegate kudos where she's not absolutely bonkers broken kit-wise out of the box, but she leaves a lot of room for creativity, which I think Epic 7 desperately needs right now. I could be completely wrong, and she's either super weak or really, really powerful, brain dead. But that's my take on it at least. And I'm pretty excited, actually. Much more excited than I thought I'd be before I started this video. I think she's got a very, very cool kit. All right, guys, enough. I will catch you all in the next one. If you want to stop by the stream, I'm going to pull for ML Pair tomorrow. Should be guaranteed. And Tori as well. So come say hi. Come wish me luck. And hopefully your summons go great as well. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, everybody.